So next we have Sophie Zezula, and she is an award-winning inventor who's in 7th grade and is from Connecticut in the United States. So go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sophie Zezula. I'm going into 8th grade this year, and I'm the inventor of the snow straw. So what the snow straw is it's a biodegradable, environmentally friendly ice straw that melts away when you're done instead of staying on our world forever like a plastic straw. I came up with my idea a couple years ago. My family has always stressed the importance of cleaning up our oceans and keeping our world environmentally friendly. So we were in a restaurant and I started thinking of some ideas that I would have to use for the invention convention. And I started looking around and I realized how many plastic straws were being handed out. And that's when it hit me. I had to make something that was more environmentally friendly and green for the environment while still being a straw. And so I started thinking of materials that I could use, like foods and just really anything. And then I hit upon ice, and that's kind of how my invention started. So thank you.
I definitely think our families are alike because me and my family, we really stress the importance of, cleaning up our earth. And we recently went to Michigan for summer, and we went to a beach, and the main defender of the beach was plastic straws. And so it's really awesome that you're doing this. So could you show us our prototype?
Yeah, so this is my prototype. It's basically a wine stopper with a plastic tube, tin foil, a meat skewer, and I always forget what these are called. But basically what you do is you fill this tube up with water, and then you put this meat skewer through, and then the tin foil is there to hold the meat skewer in place. And then I put this in the fridge or the freezer, and it freezes the ice around the meat skewer to form a hole in the, call it an icicle, so it forms a hole in the ice straw, and then you just slide it off and then slide it off here. And I have one right here, and it looks like this. So as you can see, there's I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a hole going through it, it works just like a straw. But it does replace also metal and paper straws, because although those are better for the environment than plastic straws, they have their faults, as in metal straws alter the taste of your drink and are expensive for restaurants to purchase, while paper straws mush up after a couple of sips. So my invention does neither of those, and fixes the problem of pollution in the oceans.
I think this is a really smart invention because it's definitely needed. How long did it take you to get through this process?
Sorry, so it took me about, I'm gonna say like 2 months, 3 months to finally finish. I mean, it's still a prototype, so it's not a final invention. It's just still a prototype. It still needs to be tweaked, and it still has things to fix about it. But it took probably 2 to 3 months to get to this state of my prototype. So my straw basically is made out of ice, which also means that possibilities are endless for flavor-wise. So you can make it out of orange juice, lemonade, apple juice, really just anything. So yes, it does help the environment, but it's also something people can use at parties or bars as another touch to make something more unique while still being environmentally friendly.
Do you have any other ideas and inventions in the future that you're thinking of to help the environment?
Yeah, so a year later after I invented the snow straw, I made this, which is basically a machine that mass produces snow straws. So this one is only showing 4, but if this were to really become something that people would use in restaurants, it could make up to as many straws as they want. So yes, I do have some slides to show to explain my invention a little more, so I'll put those up right now. So this is my prototype. It's just what I showed you, and then on the left, right, it's some of my snow straws, and those pellets they look like broken snow straws, but they're actually dry ice, and that's what I use to keep my straws cold during nationals and invention convention. And I realized that when I used dry ice, it made a layer around my ice straw that made it last for longer in my drink. So that was very helpful that I figured that out in nationals. Here's just some pictures of the ice straw. So it's sitting on it's on the meat skewer like this, and as you can tell, I just slide it off, and then there it is. This is just a picture of me drinking using the ice straw. So here are some of the awards I won. I won first place for Earth and Geosciences, second place for my age group. And yeah, I also was on Innovation World, and yeah, those are just a couple of the awards I won. I also got a lot of publicity. I was on my local newspaper. I was featured on Fox News, Better Connecticut, and Connecticut Style. And I was also interviewed at Nationals Invention Convention. After I made the snow straw and then made my machine, I decided not to invent the next year, and instead I took it upon I decided to do a Girl Scout project where I went around to schools in my area and discussed what the invention process was and tried to inspire kids to invent, and just talk to kids about how you don't have to be a certain age to invent, and you don't have to be a super into math and science to invent. You just have to be able to problem solve, you have to have passion, and you really just have to really want to make the world a better place. So I talked to some kids about that instead of inventing this year. So thank you.
I definitely think it's great because you're helping make the world a better place in the environment and helping it out. But along the way, you're inspiring kids by going around for Girl Scouts and, helping them get the creativity to invent, which I think is awesome. How much would it cost for this ice straw?
Yeah, so basically it can be sold in party stores, as I said, for party places, but it's also why I made the machine. It would be in the back of restaurants, but if you were to just buy it at a party store, it'd probably be $8 for probably a box of them. But the machine obviously would be a different price if you were to get something to make to mass produce them. So.
Have you tested how long it lasts before it melts?
Yeah, so it lasts up to probably 3 to 5 minutes. Depends what the temperature is where you are. It obviously does melt, which is pretty much the point of it. But yeah, it definitely does not last as long as a plastic straw. So it just kind of depends on whether you have or what temperatures you drink. Most people don't use straws in hot drinks anyways. So it's mostly just for cold drinks.
Yeah, so since nothing is perfect, what potential problems might there be with using this?
Yeah, so if you were to just look at my invention right now, you can tell that it's not probably a final product. It's very delicate to take, to slide off. My meat skewer usually does sometimes crack, and so I would want to probably in the future make something that's more sustainable and that will not break as easily as how it breaks now.
So besides selling it at party stores and maybe potentially restaurants, where else do you think you would sell your product?
Those are pretty much the places that I would market my invention. So they would just, be at party stores, so you can buy them for your party, or you can just buy the mold and you can make them at home. I haven't really decided exactly what I'm going to do with it, but you can buy them and then make them at home, or you can just buy them in packs at party stores, or they would be in restaurants that you would take and drink your drink at a restaurant instead of using the plastic straw that the waiters hand out.
Awesome. I think that's all the questions I have. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, Sophie, this is really good. And I think for the younger generation to really care about something like this is a good role model for us older people, right? We know that plastic straws are not great. We also know, though, that some people have medical conditions where they have to have a straw. They just have to, right? And obviously an ice straw wouldn't work for people like that. But coming up with these different iterations and these different ideas is going to give people a lot of choices. I spent some time on the coast a few years ago working with the sea turtle organization and working with physicians and veterinarians and activists who were really sad that the straws were sea turtles' eyes and ears and mouth and killing them basically. So I love that you're doing something that is extremely relevant to right now, and you're trying to come up with the idea, and that you're still working on it. So thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah, of course. But as you said, it is obviously not an option for people who are disabled and have difficulties using or drinking, and they need a straw. So basically my invention is an option that someone could make. So it's basically just dialing down the amount of plastic straws that are used every day. It's not a necessary thing that you must use, but it's definitely an option instead of a plastic straw if you're able to use something other than a plastic straw. But yeah, as you said, sea turtles are greatly affected by the amount of plastic in the ocean. My mom would always show me and my sister videos of how much plastic affects sea turtles, and I just knew from like watching those videos that I had to do something to just help in like even a little or big way to somewhat, you know, help the sea turtles out. So yeah.
Thank you for getting back to this.
I don't have a question, but I do have a video I'd like to show people, if I can, for a second.
I'm Sophie Zezula from the United States, and I'm an inventor.
I assume you all saw that?
Yes.
Okay, and by an amazing coincidence, I found another video. But I don't know who this is, but we'll watch it anyway, because it looked like it might be interesting. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Yep.
My name is Sophie Zezula, and I'm from the United States, and I am an inventor.
So
Yeah, so that's my little sister.
You found those.
I found that Dr. Drizzle has many talents, and one of her talents is making wonderful videos like that. So thank both of you. And by the way, you need to thank your mother every single day.
I'm very grateful for it.
She is clearly doing a wonderful job. So
Thank you. Yeah, I am very grateful of all the things she done for me and my sister, even so I could be here today talking to you guys. So.
and I hope you said there are, oh, never mind. I'm confused.
Can you unshare your screen?
Oh, no, I can't. Ah, now I have.
I also want to take this time to thank Ella being our host for this hour. Ella, you are very eloquent in words, and I know that you are going to go far in your inventions, but I would also think that you might want to consider a talk show host as part of your future, because you did a really amazing job. So Sophia, thank you again for sharing. Thanks to your mom and to Lily. And Ella, thank you very much for sharing. I think this is the end of your hour. Let me know if I'm incorrect. Okay. So thank you very much. We are excited to meet our next new host, but we have really enjoyed being with you, Ella. And thanks for saving me during that STEM challenge.
You're welcome, and great job, Sophie.
Yeah, thank you, Ella, for asking such amazing questions.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you guys, both of you, for having me. So yeah, I had so much fun talking to you guys.
Thank you.